Hey, how's it going? A while back I posted a video on my side-by-side, my 2024 Polaris Xpedition, about the noise, the sound editing material that I put in there and all that. So I've had a chance, that was what, this spring I think it was. I've had a chance to take it up into Wisconsin, riding it around our property, taking some farmers out, doing some work with it and stuff like that. And I've decided to do a little bit more. So while I had it in the garage here for changing all the fluids, I decided to go ahead and take it apart and do another round of sound deadening. So I'll turn you around here so you can see. As you can see, I took the bed completely off again. I had to drop the skid pan, or the belly pan, skid plate anyways, to change out the oil. So while I was down there, I decided to do some work, and then I really decided to take a bunch of stuff apart. So shining light. I took the right in here normally is the heat shield. I took that apart, and you can see that Silless brand 3-in-1 hybrid sound deadening material. I put like 3 layers of it back in here. It's 200 millimeters thick. So I got 600 millimeters, whatever in the world the metric conversion is for that. It is probably, if I had to guess, about 5/8 of an inch thick worth of sound deadening material there. And then I had already done some stuff up here on the back wall, and what I have decided to do was put more up there. I had some fat mat in there, but I was pretty impressed with this Silless. And then I've never been a huge fan of this back window anyways, this little plastic piece that's here. So I went ahead and covered that up, both inside the machine, on the behind the back seat, and then on the outside. And then I went ahead, while I had it here, I taped it off, and then I put some rubberized undercoating on it. One, to not have it look like, you know, black and white, or black and stainless Silless material. And then 2, just to kind of make it look better and hopefully seal it up a little bit. And then I'm going to do some more sealing on it here in a little bit. But I'll get you a light. I'll get under the side-by-side here and show you what I've done underneath. So I don't know how well this is going to show up just with a flashlight, but I've got, like I said, I've got the entire skid plate off, and then I've been reaching up in here. You got the drive shaft right here's the drive shaft. All the AC lines right here. Reaching up and putting up as much sound deadening material as I possibly can. And then I went through and undercoated, put undercoating on all the rest of the floor pans. Like that would have been really hard, you know, right in here to try to get in. So I decided just to try to undercoat it and see how that works. And you can see more of it back in here. And on the back wall there, had to pull the air filter off and all that. So, and then I'll show you. I don't know how well that's going to show up. And you can see right there, got up in there and put soundproofing material on the inside where that window is. And like I said, I don't use that back window anyways, so it's not like it really mattered for me to be able to see out of it. I can't see it in my mirror, so I didn't think it was that big a deal. While I had the bed off, I decided, I don't know how well you can see it. Hang on, let me get my light here. there. So I put that Silless material all along here as well. Now, one thing that sucked, and my son helped me with this, is you can see on this back wall here, all the indentations. So everywhere, like right here, so this would be a low spot on this side. So my son cut strips that would fit in there. And so in this one, he's got 2 layers. And then this would be the raised spot on the other side. And then we've got 2. So this will have 4 layers technically in it, and this will have 2 layers in it. So now it's all nice and smooth and around there. And again, I decided to undercoat it. And then, just like a lot of the guys in the ADVs talk about noise transfer up through the bed. So I took this 1/2-inch stall mat from the hardware store, from the farm store, for horse stalls or whatever it is. It's I believe it was a 4x5 mat. I think I paid $30 for it, something along those lines. Put that in there, and hopefully that stops the noise from coming up and then through that back wall. That's the theory anyway. So I'm gonna get everything put back together and then see how that works out. One thing I have considered doing is the skid plate here. This would be the back seat area. I have thought about undercoating that, or I've got some of this Silless fat mat left, putting it in here and seeing how that goes. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go that far yet, but we'll see. But anyways, these are things that I've done to try to make it, try to make the side-by-side a little bit quieter. I take my side-by-side out to people's farms, properties, and take them I ride around their property with them, and we look for improvements that can be done to their property, whether they want trails in, things of that nature. So a lot of times I'm taking landowners, farmers, landowners and their wives, things of that nature, and it just sucks having to scream all over. I like the fact that it's got 4 full doors. They're not suicide doors, and I like the full seats in them. So that's, for me, that's why a 1500's out. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna keep going, keep plugging away at it and then try to get it, as quiet as possible. So while I've got it in the garage and got the heat on in the garage, change of oil, I figure I might as well do a couple of days worth of work and see how it works out. So I'll get it put back together, and I'll see about making a video going down the road. Unfortunately, I did not get like a decibel reading on my phone before I pulled it in. The first round of soundproofing I did worked out pretty well. From 35 miles an hour and under, you could actually have a very comfortable conversation in there. But when we were up on the trails in Wisconsin, riding down the trails, I had the radio going. Unless I had the radio absolutely blaring, the guy in the back seat could not hear the radio unless he knew the song. So it kind of sucked for him. We'd be putting on 150 miles a day or something like that. And in order for him to be a part of the conversation, he had to get in the middle of the seat and lean forward between the 2 front seats. So that's kind of unfortunate, and for the price point of these machines, shouldn't have to be that way, but it is what it is. I don't mind doing the work. My son actually gets out here with me and helps me, and he loves doing this kind of stuff. So usually he's rolling around on the creeper stuff and stuff up underneath there where he can get his hands, and we do it together. So we've been doing it like kind of last few nights or whatever, just kind of as we get time. So, but I'm gonna get this thing buttoned back up and hopefully get a video driving down the road and see how it sounds out. So thanks. Okay, I've got my side-by-side put back together after all the soundproofing. As you can see, I got it back together. I decided to blank off this back window as well while I did the back wall. I really didn't look at it a whole lot, and then I wanted it to be decent looking, so I've got some rubberized undercoating on there and all that. Again, I've got the rubber mud flaps to block off the the inner wheel wells there for the rear wheels. And then I did quite a few layers of soundproofing material on this back wall back here. So that worked out. And then I showed you before. Get my light on my phone here so you can actually see it. But I got the soundproofing material there in the back as well. But I'll start up the side-by-side here, and we'll take it for a ride. I've downloaded 2 different decibel meters on my phone so we can get a kind of a baseline of each recording at idle. So right there you can see it hovers around 62 to 63 decibels at idle on that one app. We'll go back to the other app here. So you can see there's a substantial difference between the 2 apps and how they record. That's at idle, 1100 RPMs. So we'll go down the road with this app. I'll go down the road, I'll get up to about 30, hold it steady at 30 miles an hour, and show what this app records it at. And then we'll turn around when we come back, we'll do it at the other app. But my son and I rode around in it the other night, and I noticed a substantial difference. Right now we're just going down my driveway at a whole 12-13 miles an hour. So we got a decent little stretch of road here. There we were running about 55, 56 miles an hour from about 30 miles an hour. I punched it in standard, the standard mode on my Xpedition here. Punched it, held it to the floor to about 55, 56 miles an hour, and I never saw that it cracked 90 decibels on the decibel meter. So that seemed to help out. I'm gonna get up to a spot here, I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other decibel meter app and see if it records roughly the same. Because that showed, if I remember correctly, it showed that idling right around somewhere in the 70s, and then it never cracked 90. So it only rose like 20 decibels, give or take. So let's turn around here and see. I'll turn the camera back on when I get turned around. 63, just sitting at idle. Get backed up here. past this stop sign here, I'll be able to open it up. So once we get onto this stretch of road right here, where it goes straight, it's a dead end road, and that's our road. We own the property close to it. So here we go. We're about 30 mile an hour, 32, 33. What I'm seeing there is at wide open throttle that both of these meters had it somewhere in the mid 80s in the decibel range. So it's not absolutely terrible at all. The one app showed it a lot less decibels at idle, so maybe it just picked up different frequencies. And all that. So my son and I drove around the block, like the road that I was just on. We got like a country blocker I will come drive on at night around here. We look for deer and things of that nature, just kind of hang out and talk and stuff like that. We went for a ride Sunday night. Today's Monday. Yeah, today's Monday before Thanksgiving. We went Sunday night, last night, and just kind of rode around the block and look for deer in fields and things of that nature. And we were able to have a conversation without yelling, talking. Honestly, I was talking just like I am right now to him. I have not had anybody in the back seat yet, and you'll see that's the big difference. When we went up to Wisconsin riding side by sides, I had a guy in the back seat with me, and he had to sit in the middle, and he would have to put his head right here in order to be able to have to be a part of the conversation. So usually, like, I'd sit there and like I'd holler back at him, and he'd come pulling his head up and be like, "Hey, what'd you say?" So that'll be the big thing. I might actually go pick that guy up at some point in time and take him for a ride and see if that's a difference. He's the only one that's really ridden in the back seat, going down the roads and stuff like that real hard, and let him see what he thinks. But I had him with the first round of soundproofing. Now we'll see what this other round is. And I think, personally, I noticed a difference, but we'll see. Yeah, see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated.